Bealtaine Cottage. The flowers in the garden are really taking on this incredibly luscious look. I mean, even the aquilegia, I've had to tie that up because it's been just falling over, and you know, with the rain coming down as well, it's made the flower heads quite heavy. So this really is a time just for tying things up, for supporting things, and then just enjoying the whole thing. I thought we'd pay a little visit to the roadside garden today because it's flourishing. The Michaelmas daisies are up. There's so many different plants in here. They're all jostling for space and light. The roadside trees that I've planted. And there's some lovely ajuca just popping out there, lovely purple colours. More Michaelmas daisies and Lysimachia punctata. This is the yellow loosestrife. There's even a few little cornflowers out there, look. Right beside a nettle. They're lovely. The Synachio is very architectural because look at the sort of extravagant way it grows. Beautiful. And the ferns are all out now, and my little bit of topiary is looking rather lush. And of course this magnificent white blossom on the hawthorn. I deliberately let branches grow out from these trees. Now I will cut some of them back once they finish flowering, but only some, because of course the flowers lead on to berries. More Lysimachia punctata that really has colonised here. So there's this beautiful big clump now, which is again very dramatic. Oh, there's quite a wind getting up. And you can just peep in there into the woodland gardens, and of course you hear all the bird song now, and it's all very much on this side, you know, when you walk along the road. I'm just so inspired by the colours of the aquilegia, the columbine, because there's these delicate shades of pink working through to deeper pink and then to purple. Some of my favourite colours going on here today. But it's coming up to midsummer. For some it will be the celebration of Litha, but I'm not a Wiccan, so I don't actually use those fairly new terms. I just prefer the very ancient, sort of ancestral celebrations. They feel more real and they're more linked in with the seasons as well. I love the seasons. I could never, ever decide which is my favourite. I know each season I say, oh, this is my favourite season. I'm very whimsical in that way. But the fact of it is, it's very hard to choose between the seasons here in the west of Ireland. Ah, look at the Rosa Canina coming out. And this beautiful, beautiful rose just grows right up through those trees. Rosa Canina, of course that's Latin. It means dog rose. Canina, canine, dog. Yeah. And the beautiful mayflowers, they're out. They stay out for most of the month of May. So, because spring was a little bit late this year, they're continuing on into the month of June. I'd say there's another week or two in them. And that's really just how late the season of spring was. Immock was a couple of weeks late. And so then it flows into Bealtaine, which of course is the beginning of summer in the Celtic calendar. And so, yeah, it's just a couple of weeks behind. Now, there was a couple of comments on previous videos to say, oh, Colette, I prefer the way things were because you just look false now, you know, walking away from the camera and to the camera. And we know that you're just filming yourself. I put my hands up, guilty as charged, my lord. Yes, I am filming myself because I'm the only person here. And someone's got to do the filming. And I'm unashamed about it. Yeah. And I hope it doesn't come across as too false, but if it does, and you're terribly unhappy with that, well, there are other channels on YouTube. Yeah. Ding ding. Yes, indeed. Be careful what you wish for, because you may recall the opening chapter of the Bealtaine Project 17 years ago, there were no ferns here. And how I wished for ferns. And I remember digging one fern up out in the forest and bringing it back here. And the one thing now that Bealtaine Cottage seems to be almost famous for is the lushness of the ferns and the diversity of the ferns, because you'll see if you look closely, there's quite a lot of different ferns here. I'm a great one for wishing, as you know, and I write my wishes on the back of the bay leaves and then I burn them and send the beautiful scent out into the universe. And I'm sometimes overcome with the amount of replies. I don't think a lot of people are aware of just how steep this driveway is. And I think it's only when you get to visit Bealtaine Cottage and you park down at the gate and you walk up and then you feel yourself gasping for breath that you realise just how very steep this driveway is. Of course, I often say it's part of what keeps me healthy. It's just walking up the driveway is a good exercise in cardiovascular health, just in itself. Look at those buttercups. Aren't they beautiful? Now, just walking back up the lane and finishing off this video. So, just a little reminder, because I was talking there about bay leaves and wishes. Because I've been pruning back the bay trees, I have a small stack of bay leaves, and I'm happy to send a bay leaf with every book order at the moment. So you too can write your wish down and then just allow that bay leaf to be burned. And it's the most beautiful scent when it does burn. That lovely aroma, that lovely scent. I think it's quite a magical thing to do. And who knows, in these days of the understanding more and more of the earth through quantum physics, who knows how that translates. Blessings to you all as we rise towards midsummer. You can support Bealtaine Cottage and the work I do across social media by buying any one of my books. That's the first one, A Cottage in 3 Acres. That tells the story of how Bealtaine Cottage came into being. There are books, maps, a calendar printed each year and bumper stickers, and the link to purchasing any of these can be found below every video. All are printed here in Ireland in my local town, and all are posted from Ireland in my local post office.